Alright, how's it going, guys? Welcome back. So, Alex Ovechkin is regarded by a lot of people as the greatest goal scorer of our generation. He's been around for a very long time now, over 15 years. He's played with a lot of players. We just got done doing our Sidney Crosby team of OX players, and a lot of you guys said, hey, let's look at Ovechkin next. So we got an entire team of ex-Alex Ovechkin teammates today with obviously Alex Ovechkin on the team as well. So let's go ahead and take a peek at this team here real quick, starting up with the first line, which is probably a shocker of all shockers to everybody, because we have the Magic Man and Alexander Radulov. And you're probably really wondering, what in the heck is Alexander Radulov and Pavel Datsyuk doing on this team? Well, here's your answer. Pavel Datsyuk, Moscow Dynamo. Him and Ovechkin played seasons together, or at least a season together over there in Russia before coming to the States. Imagine having Ovechkin and Datsyuk back when he was younger in the same team together. That ain't even fair. And then Radulov, not quite the same case as Datsyuk, because he played all of one game with Alex Ovechkin on Moscow Dynamo, but at the end of the day, he played with them before coming over. So Radulov makes the team, Datsyuk makes the team. Our second line, Ribeiro, he came over, I believe, in a trade, right? Came over in a trade, so he wasn't there long. Fedorov was kind of in that same department there. Sergei Fedorov, Alexander Semin. Semin's an interesting one all the time here, because you always look at this guy for year in and year out, year in and year out. He was, you know, one of those guys everybody said he's going to turn it around. He's going to turn it around. He's going to play better, and it continued to go downhill for him. Guy was out of the league at 30, but when he was a Washington Capital, he was a 30 goal scorer quite consistently, was a pretty good player. So we're going to hit him with that 85 overall for that reason, because of when he was with the Capitals. Third line is Marcus Johansson, Jason Arnott, and Andre Burakovsky. We was going to hit Arnott with the higher overall than that, but EA said he's in the game and he's an 85, so we'll leave him where he is. Fourth line is Justin Williams, Jay Beagle, and Dynasty Zubras. We're going to call him Dynasty. I like Dynasty better. Fourth liner, though, 81 overall, so we'll see how he does there. Our defense consists of Kevin Shattenkirk, Dennis Weidman, Tom Potty, it's the same, but with, you know, different letters. Niskanen looking fantastic, Mike Green, and then we had Carl Osner. It's a lot different. The lineup is a lot different for these Washington Capitals than the Pittsburgh Penguins, especially on the defensive side. He was what? I think it was Gonchar and Yager. Obi was one season short of getting to play with those guys and having them guys on his team as well, or he'd have a nasty lineup right now. But Ovechkin, it's interesting because, you know, we brought up the Penguins one. You've seen them out. We'll take a look at the goalies here real quick. But it is Kolzig and Philly Grubauer right now. Forgot about Grubauer being on the Washington Capitals there for a bit. Solid goaltender now. But it's always interesting to see, you know, how these players progress with players around them, because you had guys like Crosby who were, you know, like, have Malkin on a second line, and both of them are more than capable of just putting, you know, average players around him and carrying him and helping him score goals because they're that good at making plays. But then you have Alex Ovechkin, who, we're not going to say he can't carry people, but he's a different style of player. He's a goal scorer. He's not the guy that makes the people around him score goals. So you don't see I want to say you don't see as many guys come around him. But the other thing with Washington and Alex Ovechkin is that Ovechkin's been playing with Backstrom for how many years? He's played with Oshie for a lot of years now. You see a lot of the core pieces in the Capitals stay around the organization. Same with John Carlson, one of the best defensemen that team's had in forever. And, you know, they've been on a team for a long time now. So you don't see a lot of these guys walking away. They've done a very good job of staying under the cap, staying competitive, and then maintaining those players that they've, you know, drafted from within there. But here we go, though. The Capitals right now find themselves 18, 8-7, tonight 20. We're not even gonna try to keep up with that because it's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen, fellas. We can't do it. 22-11 now. A good start to the season for these Capitals, looking like a playoff team easily. That's a second in the division. Are you kidding? Third? What are you talking about? We're 27-16. No way. No freaking way. There we go. Oh, that was them. That might have been the other team. That was definitely us, because we jumped back up there because they had us highlighted that the team we was playing. That's crazy. Third in the division. There we go. They're starting to separate now. This team's going to drop a 50 burger this year. Maybe even a 55. Maybe a 110-point season out of these Capitals. It's a pretty solid team. Again, we talked about it, though. The bottom six, it's there. You know, it's not the greatest. It's not the worst. And the defense is, you know, suspect as well. So how they play will be interesting. They might just barely hit 50 here. 40. Yeah. Did we hit 50? I don't think we did. It might have been 49, I think, right? Did we lose that first game as well? Let's take a look at the stats here, though. Nonetheless, see how these Washington Capitals played for the season. Mike Green right now with a point in the playoffs. He's got that going for him. Datsyuk, 79 points, did hit the 50 mark. Just barely 50 points for these Washington Capitals. 108 on the season, or yeah, I shouldn't say points, I should say wins. 50 wins, 108 points on the season. Now, 24 losses, 8 overtime. Penguins and the Hurricanes, they were playing strong hockey to start the year. The Blue Jackets just missed it at 86. It looks like the Islanders, why? The Islanders just don't sim up well. See, that's what I was talking about with our Stanley Cup rebuild with the Islanders. They're a playoff team. It's hard, though, want to go out there and sell every single player on a team or sell every draft pick away to build a team, especially a team that makes playoffs like the Islanders. But in this game, they don't really have a lot of high overall, so they don't sim well. There's 5 playoff teams over there in the Pacific, so there's that. Nashville, Minnesota, St. Louis, and the Stars. Over in the Pacific, it is Anaheim, the Coyotes, and the Knights. So we'll see how this shapes up in the playoffs. But Pavel Datsyuk, 79 points. Come on, Datsyuk. You couldn't get a point per game playing with Ovi. 22 goals, 57 assists. You expect those numbers. Excuse me? Excuse me, EA? Are you kidding me? 35 goals. Let's talk about this. 35 goals from the guy you give the Maurice Richard to literally every single season. You put him with Pavel Datsyuk and he gets 36 goals. Maybe it's got something to do with the fact that he's playing with Radulov, who's usually a goal scorer as well, but 36? Oh man, Ovi should have been having a heyday with those guys out there. That should have been dirty. Plus 20 out of Datsyuk on a team, plus 18 out of Ovechkin. So that still was the best line, even though Radulov, I was going to say he's a goal scorer. Maybe not, he's a playmaker. I was wrong for saying that. I was thinking a goal scorer for some reason. Did he used to be a sniper in this game? So a playmaker, and it still didn't work out for him there. 17 goals, 43 assists, and just feed Ovi the puck all game. He should have been enjoying life. Only 232 shots. That's very un-Ovechkin. Like, he's usually like, what, 300 or so? Nonetheless, the team still, it's got to be competitive. A 50-win season. They played well this season. You can't be too upset about that. Let's take a look. Let's take a look and see who was the worst performer. It was Jay Beagle. Oh, Jay. Hey, it's all right, Jay. It's all right. You're a 79 overall. It's acceptable. You're fine. We'll take a look at the goaltending here real quick, then we will jump into playoffs. It's Grubauer, 6-4-1. Decent. 44-20 out of Kolzig, though. A 910 save percentage. So a good season. 910 save percentage. You can't be upset about that. A 934 over there for Grubauer, though. Good seasons by both players. Let's go ahead and jump into the playoffs, though. We will see how this goes. Yeah, it was a loss. They did lose the first game to the Florida Panthers. Can this team really get bounced in the first round? There's the President's winners, right? I completely looked past that. I would assume so. If not, at least the division winners, because we're playing the Florida Panthers in their first round. He definitely wasn't a wild card team. So here we go. Game number 2 against Florida is also a big fat L. If this team gets bounced by the Florida Panthers in the first round, I don't know what to tell you, but the 4-game sweep's about to happen. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh yeah, by the way, in case you was wondering, naked controller. I guess now that we're doing this little picture thing in the bottom of the screen, we're gonna have to put some pants on this bad boy, but for now, it's naked. Unfortunate. Let's see if we can get this win here in game number 4. You know why we have to do that, though? Because the battery dies so quick. I need to get a new recharge. Are you freaking kidding me? End of story. 0-4. Drop the controller. Just quit the game. We're leaving. We're out of here. We're not staying. How does Ovechkin's former team go 0-4 in the first round, winning 50 games? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You know what's funny? Is how ironic this is. It is crazy. I can already see the comments. Well, it makes sense. Every time this Washington Capitals team wins the Presidents, they get bounced in the first round. So, of course, you bring all of his former teammates back, they're going to get bounced in the first round. That was their specialty. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy, though. 0-4, swept by the Florida Panthers in the first round. That's that sim engine, that right? Oh, they won at least. At least they won the Stanley Cup. I feel a little bit better about that, seeing that they was the Stanley Cup winners. But that's wild. 0-4. Ribeiro led the team with 3 goals. We probably didn't take home any awards. We'll look, but I'm imagining not, because we had a guy with 79 points led the team, and then we had Ovechkin not even score 40 goals playing with Datsyuk and Radulov over there. Yeah, it looks like we took home nothing. Yeah, unfortunate. It's all right, though. Ovi couldn't quite line up with that Sidney Crosby team. Again, we kind of expected that, though, to an extent, because we talked about retaining players. Washington did a better job of retaining those good guys because they quite simply could, because, I don't know, like I said, more cap playing around there. But that is going to conclude this video. If you guys enjoyed it, a big thumbs up and subscribe is always appreciated and never required. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.